What if your AI assistant could actually touch your database, run migrations, open database client, and even generate new models for you without leaving your editor? That's exactly what the Model Context Protocol unlocks. In this video, we're taking the Prisma MCP server for a spin and plugging it straight into VS Code to see how it can speed up real-world development on an Express.js GraphQL Postgres project. By the end, you'll see how MCP turns your AI into a true development agent and where it still falls short when it comes to one thing we all need during development: realistic seed data.
Model Context Protocol (MCP) enables LLMs to call APIs and interact with external systems in a structured, well-defined way. Basically, an MCP gives your LLM hands, making it an agent. Prisma, like many other services, provides an MCP. Prisma has two MCP servers, one for local development and one for the remote use. Here's when to choose each. Local MCP server is ideal for developers working on their own machines who want an AI agent to assist with database tasks and workflows during development. Remote MCP server is designed for teams building AI-powered platforms that need to give end users the ability to manage and interact with the databases. Local and remote MCP servers provide different set of tools. Remote MCP server is more concerned about Prisma Postgres, which is a Prisma hosted and managed Postgres SQL database that's designed to work seamlessly with Prisma ORM and its tooling, including AI tooling. The local Prisma MCP server gives your AI assistant controlled and contextual access to your local Prisma project and database, so it can help with development workflows, mostly in the area of generating or updating Prisma models, migrations, and schema changes. Since we're developing locally, let's go ahead and take local Prisma MCP for a spin. We're going to integrate Prisma MCP server with a Visual Studio Code, but you can integrate it with other AI tools such as Cursor, Cloud Code, Windsurf, and others. I am in Express.js GraphQL API project that uses Prisma ORM and Postgres database. Let's add Prisma MCP to VS Code editor. In the root of our project, let's go ahead and create .vscode folder. And in this folder, let's create a new file called mcp.json. In this file, we'll just put the following code in here. And this mcp.json file is basically the configuration of MCP servers in Visual Studio Code. And in our case, we have Prisma local MCP server, and it's going to be running with the command npx, and the arguments will be -y, right, and Prisma MCP. So now in the Copilot chat, we can ask a following question. Can you list Prisma tools and you have access to? After Copilot spins up the MCP server, it will tell us that it has tools to do database migrations, open Data Studio, and log in into Prisma Cloud and create Prisma database in the cloud. I'm still not sold on Prisma Postgres database yet. When I develop, I use database in a Docker container, and when I deploy, I spin up the database in the cloud. Let's go ahead and start a clean database with the command docker compose. Our database started up successfully. Let's go ahead and run migrations. We can run the migrations with the command npm run prisma migrate. And by the way, if you would like to learn how we created this project in the first place, please check out the video how to create an API in Express.js with GraphQL, Prisma, and PostgreSQL. Migrations ran successfully. Now what we can do is ask Copilot to check the status of migrations and sync state. Copilot uses the MCP server to get us the report on the migration status. You can see that we have 2 migrations and database schema is up to date. It also detected that the Prisma update is available, and we can install it with the following command npm install savedev prisma at latest and npm install prisma client at latest. Now we can ask Copilot to open Prisma Studio. After Prisma Studio is opened, we can visit the local host port 49155, and here we can see basically our database and the tables. There is a post and a user, and while we're in Prisma Studio, has pretty cool feature called Visualizer. This visualizer helps you visualize the relationship between your data. Now let's create another Prisma model and migrations. But before we do that, if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Our blog project probably needs comments so people can comment on the blog post. So let's go ahead and ask Copilot to create a new comment table in the database. And again, Copilot is going to be using the MCP server to create the comment model and the comment migration. Copilot basically created a new comment model, right? It gives us the fields right here, and it also created a relationship, right, between post and comments and user and comments. So let's go ahead and check the work, right? We can go in the Prisma folder. We can go to schema.prisma right here, and you can see we have our models post and the user, and now it has relationship to comments. And then we also have our model comment that references ID on the post and ID on the user. So if we go to migrations, we can see that we got a new migration created, and we have a migration SQL file that creates table comment and also sets the foreign key constraint to reference post and to reference user tables. At this point, Prisma MCP server can be a good prototyping tool. Now we can review the model and migrations as we did, and if we don't like something, you can ask Copilot to reset the database and make our own updates and then rerun the migrations. And this workflow for sure speeds up the development. Another thing that you often do during development is seeding your database with data. Unfortunately, Prisma MCP cannot really do it on the fly, right? Just to put the data in the database, right? If we're going to ask Copilot, for example, seed the database with a realistic data, what it's going to do, it's not going to really reference the MCP server. It will just go ahead and create the seeder code for us. You can see our cursor is just going on, running some seeds and stuff, so fixing errors, and after a little while, I think it's going to get to the point where it will be able to create and configure the seeder for us, right? So that's what it basically did. And let's keep the code and see what it did. So it told us it created the seed script, right? It updated the package.json seed command, and then it updated Prisma config.ts. Let's go ahead and look at the seed.ts file, right? So it's basically importing .env config to pick up environment variable, importing PG Prisma client, which is good, right? And creating the connection string, checking for it, right? And it's gonna first, before running the seed, it's gonna delete the data in the database, and then it just creates a few users, few posts, and several comments. And this is a good starting point. I, of course, would have used Faker to do that. Next, let's go ahead and check package.json file. So it looks like it created Prisma seed right here, which is nice. If I were to update package.json to enable Prisma seeding, I would actually do the here Prisma configuration, right, and the seed command. And this command will basically run the Prisma seed.cs file, right? So now Prisma seed, right, can be actually executed with the command Prisma db seed, right? Let's put it Prisma db seed. And finally, let's go ahead and look at Prisma config.ts file. And it looks like it put our seed right here. Let's see, something is not good here. Let's double check it. And it put seed for some reason outside, right? What I would do is actually put it inside the migrations, right? We have path property, and then the correct way would be to put the seed property, and then we can go run the command tsx prisma seed.ts. And if you would like to dive deeper how to seed your database using Prisma, you can check out the documentation on seeding, and then so you can see the seed is actually need to be inside the migrations. That's why it is very important, right, when you work with a Copilot or AI to actually know what's going on and how the things actually should work. And let's go ahead and double check that our code is actually working. So the changes that we made don't break anything. So we can run the command npm run Prisma seed. And it looks like seeder ran successfully. Now we can go ahead and ask Copilot to open Prisma Studio again. So let's type open Prisma Studio. And if we switch to the browser and our studio is open right here, we can see now we have a comment table, right? And we do have entries in that table, as well as the post or user. And then if you go to visualizer, now you can see that you have actually in table, and it gives you the relationship, shows you visually how it relates to users and the post table. And that's it. Now you've seen how Prisma MCP local server can give you AI assistant real contextual access to your project, helping you generate models, run migrations, inspect your database, and you can this way speed up your overall development workflow. For local development, to my mind, this is a seriously powerful prototyping setup. You can create tables, adjust schemas, run migrations, and even review everything visually in Prisma Studio, all with AI assisting along the way. One thing I do wish Prisma MCP had built in, though, is an official seeding data tool. During development, we constantly need realistic data for testing and demos, and having first-class seeding support directly inside MCP workflow would make this experience even better. And if you like to see the cleanest way to seed your database today using Faker-powered seeder, check out my next video, the absolute best way to seed your database with Prisma. In that video, I'll walk you through how to generate realistic development data and integrate a proper seeding workflow into your Prisma project.